Warning, this podcast contains laughter.
And spoilers.
Brain.
Yes, some brains.
Baby brain.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTVpodcast podcast for iZombie Season 1, Episode 4, Liv and Let Clive. I'm your host, Dom. With me, my blind co-host, Omikins, a.k.a. Nikki, a.k.a. Nicole, a.k.a. Lady Venom, 24.
Mm-hmm.
And below, my other co-host, B, a.k.a. Kim, a.k.a. Kimberly, a.k.a. Biera.
Couldn't think of something else.
A.k.a.
No.
Huffity Puffity.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
I never thought this podcast was going to start.
Neither did I.
So, we had a little case of the giggle fits before we started and couldn't get around to starting. So, on a not so funny moment, what'd you guys think of this episode?
I thought it was good. It was great. It wasn't as... You know what? It had its own bit of humor compared to last episode and the episodes before. It's because of her characters. They're so different.
Yeah.
I did notice that in this go around, the effect of the brain didn't seem to take as much of effect as the other ones, and it seemed like it took a little much more time. I mean, we got to see the paranoia, but that was pretty. I mean, it got pretty crazy. Just everything was, oh my god, but it wasn't until like almost the end of the show where she goes,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, I know kung fu."
I don't think it ever came to, like, her, to the front of her brain, her mind, that she's like, oh yeah, I ate this brain. He might possibly know kung fu. It never came to the point where she actually had to use it. So, yeah that's why it felt like it came on slower and
she was never in, like, any real danger or threat where she had to, like, defend herself. So I think it was just the reflexes kicking in at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like we did see the brain, the like you said, the paranoia kind of sink in right away. But she also had, like, this collected kind of level head about her at the same time. Like, it was like this. It wasn't as much as in episode 2, or was it 3, with the calculated brain, which it wasn't to that extent where she was, like, over analyzing things, but she was, like, reasonably, like, taking a look at everything. And once it was explained, she was, like, cool, calm, collected about it, and she was very level-headed.
She's a notch higher than me. I'm a what-if person, and I what-if everything I can. But she's a notch higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
She actually takes the steps to prevent the what-if from happening. I'm just kind of like, what if tomorrow rains?
I don't know. Her paranoia was pretty.
It was
serious. The dog in the bush, the guy with the dog in the bush on the outside. And I mean, everyone was potential
that scene was funny. What's that guy? What's he? He's walking his dog. Watch him. I'm gonna go take a shower. Watch him. Let me know if he's still walking his dog. It's like, what?
Oh boy. I mean, people do use animals as kind of a front so they can stalk people. I'm just walking my dog. I just happen to go past your house every freaking time.
You can make
I guess that really only works if you live in their neighborhood. Because you wouldn't just happen to be walking your dog like 6 blocks from your house. So.
I used to have a guy that sat in front of my house in his car and called me at midnight and breathed into the phone.
Well, that just happened.
Yes.
That's kind of creepy.
Of course it is.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I had the stereotypical stalker.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this one worked really well, though, with the paranoia sinking in, and then having Detective Babineau, like, having him, like, seem like a dirty cop. Like, you have that whole angle playing, and then, like, the paranoia just matched up perfectly.
I was immediately going, oh, God, they wouldn't do that right away, would they? They wouldn't, get rid of a main character that quick. I was like, oh, God, plot twist. But I'm like, no, there's got to be, some other explanation. There's like
Don't
no way.
pull any Shyamalan bull crap on this show. Come on.
Like, wait a minute. No. I mean, I did. Like, I did. I was like, oh, okay. I guess they could go that direction. But he's a main character. Would they really throw him? I mean, I guess the wording would be under the bus. But I mean, immediately you're going to. Like, I thought he was a good guy. Now maybe he's not a good guy.
I mean, you look at most shows, and Vice, they really have to go in deep to do their job. So, I mean, I mean, she's seeing it from one angle, and it happens to be a really paranoid one. I wasn't even thinking he was a dirty cop. It's just he was doing his job. He was undercover.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, and then, like, we had that going on. We had her brother gets involved, mixed up in all this. He comes to visit her at the morgue to get the key to her apartment, because apparently he's going to be staying with her for... Was it just this episode, or is it for...
They said a few days, because his mom was on a rampage.
Which is why she conveniently got her mother to believe she didn't have cell phone service at her apartment. I like it.
I don't know how you get your... Sure.
Sure. I mean, she does work for the cop. She can get one of those little boxes where you just flip the switch and you're like, yeah, I don't have cell service. It's, yeah.
It's true. I don't know if she'd go to those extremes or whatever, but she's
but
probably just being like, oh, it didn't come through. Oh, what, it rang 17 times on your end? It didn't ring over here once, you know? So
I don't know, but he was a super perv. He was a perv.
Her brother?
Yes.
How so?
What do you mean, how so? He's all, like, talking about wanting to lay in her roommate's bed, sleep out cheesy poofs under her bra drawer, and he was gonna go look for it. I mean, he's a perv.
I think you missed the most important detail that he revealed.
Okay.
He said he only went into her room last time to use her personal massager, but he couldn't get it to work just right.
I didn't take it that direction.
I didn't think of it that way either. Because, yeah. Oh, God.
Because later he started talking about his shoulders. I guess I just didn't think of it going that direction.
Yeah, he was talking about his shoulders and how he couldn't figure out how to use it properly.
How old is he? He has to be really naive and innocent if he thinks that was meant for the shoulders.
How do we know it wasn't personal? We could just be stretching the truth here. Maybe it wasn't.
Well,
we're making it dirty out of nothing.
Have you seen her? She looks like she needs that. I mean, nobody can put up with that. She has to make up some way.
We really don't like her. We're just like, we hate her.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, she needs a personal toy because no one's going to touch her. She's a bitch.
Oh.
Really? Wow. Wow. I don't...
She said it, I didn't.
I didn't call her any names.
I did. That was me.
There we go.
That part was me.
It was you.
I literally can't even. Can't even right now.
Okay.
When they make her a substantial character, maybe I'll change my tune. But right now, she is a waste of space.
She was pretty good last episode, though. I liked her whole angle with the courtroom, you know, like the case she was working on, and how, like, she got redemption at the end of that. And we didn't see her at all this episode, so we don't really know the direction they're going to take her right now. Is she going to go back to being, like, this side grade character, or is she going to play more significant roles in helping Liv from here on out? We don't know.
I'd like to see her something change.
Yeah.
I'd like to see... I think it'd be interesting for maybe her to learn the secret, too. And then her reaction to that, and then her to, you know, be closer, maybe be besties.
Yeah, well,
I like Ravi being her bestie right now.
Oh, yeah, I definitely...
There's a huge possibility that Major may be brought in on this, too. Because, like... You know, we saw Major at the beginning of the episode where Liv brings him coffee, and then...
in a towel.
What's his girlfriend's name?
Corinne.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So B, you got to mention that it's in a towel. He's in a towel. Right.
Well, I mean, it could have easily not been a towel. I would have probably preferred that, but it was still nice.
You would have preferred the not towel? They wouldn't have shown anything anyway. This is on the CW.
True.
Girls can dream.
I mean, they don't call him Major for nothing.
Oh,
whoa! Whoa! Where did that come from? So,
Damn. Look what I've done.
You've broken this whole show. Yeah, so, I mean, like, Liv's getting kind of jealous there. She's getting super, like, you know, because she ate, what was the guy's name, Alex? Sammy? She ate Sammy's brain and, like, you know, so she's paranoid that in that direction, whatever. So she starts asking Dr. Ravi to room with Major, and kind of because she wants somebody to keep an eye on Major, and also to make sure that Talia doesn't move in.
She wanted Ravi to cock block Major so
I was about to say
Corinne
cock
couldn't
block.
move in. Yes, that's exactly why she put Ravi in that situation.
Why did I call her Natalia? Corinne, yeah.
I don't know.
That was the exact wording I was going to use. It was a cock block.
Cock block. And I mean, you see the video games they're doing and the talking about the Diablo. The video games, man. That is the initial. That's the starting the whole huge cock block thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the initiator right there.
Gaming cock block.
Mm-hmm. Corinne's not getting any action unless she picks up a controller.
I mean, Dr. Ravi was a level 70 demon hunter.
Yes, he was.
Ooh.
What was Major?
A level 67...
But it was... No, it wasn't Crusader. It was... Oh, what was it?
I don't even know. I forgot.
I forgot too.
I think it was a mage.
Must have been.
I didn't pay attention that much from here. I got the what he was, and they were playing Diablo, but I don't remember what.
Yeah, well, the whole reason why Dr. Ravi didn't want to move in the first place was his privacy, as he put it.
His porn collection.
Yeah, that's basically what we found out. He has an obsession with porn. And that he knows titles. He walked, oh, they do have this one.
Yeah. He seemed very, very knowledgeable when he walked into the back of the store.
He did.
And that was the first place he went to, too. He was like...
Yeah, she, like, looks and he's, like, walking through the door. She's like, what the hell are you doing? Stop walking off.
Yeah, she goes to, like, investigate a case, and he, like, goes and disappears into the, like, the black area room. You know, the...
I think he kind of enjoyed calling her a hooker.
Or a slutty slut or something like that.
Yeah, it was slutty slut, and there's some other names he called her. I think he was enjoying that.
It's almost like he was role-playing right out of one of his pornos.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I mean, she did pull off the harebrained slut act pretty well. I don't know if that's okay to say. I mean, there are people out there who just generally talk like that, and they're not. So, I mean, just stereotypical from TV and movies. That's what it is. Sorry, peoples.
I don't know. I think he helped her out a lot. I don't think she was... Like, if she would have been there by herself, I don't think she would have been able to push it as hard.
That's
as well.
True.
I think that his wording, his Asian persuasion, and I think is what kind of sold the deal a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
That was awkward.
The conversation between her and I can't remember his name, AJ?
AJ.
Yeah, AJ, when he came out, and then him, whatever, I like white girls and Moby Dick, and I'm like, what is this conversation?
He said she was a really white girl.
Yeah.
A really white girl.
His I think it was like, you could be my Moby Dick or something like that, some weird crazy thing, and I'm like, whoa.
Well, no, I mean, Moby Dick is a whale, and I I connect whale with other terms, not just white. So it's just, why did you say
Yeah, I
that?
don't know. It was weird. Yeah, it really was weird. It was just, huh?
Because it's a whale of a tale of a time.
It was awkward.
It was very awkward.
Just like that joke.
I'm very glad. Yeah, very glad they got out of, like, left that conversation, like, got out of that situation after that, because it was just like, where's this gonna go? This is just weird.
Slowly back away.
Smile and nod, and yeah, exactly. I got places to go. You're weird.
Yeah, but speaking of white girls, really white girls, what about Blaine's girlfriend?
I was so confused right at the beginning. I'm like, wait a minute, where'd her white hair go? Where did all this, like, just immediately off the bat, I'm like, what happened?
I was like, she's cured?
Yeah.
So,
and then we saw.
Yeah, then we figured out the whole bronzing, and I'm like, then it kind of clicked and went, oh, she probably dyed the hair, and I'm like, okay, so she's hiding it.
And she's wearing contacts, because her eyes were blue and now they're green.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I didn't catch that. Good catch.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either. And I was starting to wonder, I'm like, is Blaine using her, or is he actually like her?
I think it's a combination of using, and he's starting to gain attachment with her because she does accept him, and she's letting him into her bed every night. Like, she's still forking out the money. Like, she joked with him saying, well, you think I should get a discount because I'm your call girl or whatever. But, you know, she tattled on those dudes for him.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow, okay, so there's some loyalty there.
Yeah. Maybe it's because she was the first turned. I mean, is that a thing with these zombies? Are they gonna kind of act the same way as, like...
Oh, like the Vampire Diaries, the whole...
Like, yeah, siren and stuff
siren
like that?
stuff. Yeah, but Liv isn't like that.
That's because she... Well, I guess...
Because she was turned...
Scratched.
Yeah, she got scratched.
First. So technically, she was the first person he turned.
Maybe it's I mean, like I said, the one episode, it's the exchanging of juices.
Oh yes, it's the the juices makes it a lot different.
What about the butcher? She's a zombie too, and she's like, "How do you get it so even?" And she's
Blaine
making up all
busy.
He's
been busy,
super busy.
Did you see that list? Like when they turned it around, and there was like 4 columns of names.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh boy.
All the gourmet brain dishes she was bringing out. Like that last one, I was like, ooh, wait a second.
It actually looked good.
It looked good.
I was like, oh. Didn't look like brain.
It didn't.
And then she was saying that she actually mixed brain matter in the sauce. And I was like, wow. Okay.
It was pretty clever. It really was.
Yeah. I mean, he's not only building an army, he's got a business going with the brains. And then it looks like he's going to try to bring up a restaurant. He's trying to make it like zombies are going to be accepted in society. Walk along with humans.
That's an interesting thought that, we're going to start seeing maybe that trying to integrate the undead with the alive people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're all going to live together and it's all going to be happy.
I mean, in the comics, it's not just zombies. There are werewolves, there's vampires, there's ghosts, there's all sorts of stuff in this comic strip. So I'm curious how long before they start introducing these other things. And there's this whole thing about there's an oversoul and an undersoul, and I'm wondering if they're going to explore that. And it's zombies are the dead with an undersoul, and werewolves are something with an oversoul. I don't know the exact mix and match terms or whatever for everything, but I know all of that is in fact in this comic strip. So
yeah, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either. That's really interesting to see if they integrate all of that.
Yeah,
because I originally thought it was just going to be this whole zombie thing. I didn't think it's going to go for that many seasons because there's so much so little content. But now, if they start intermingling all these other supernatural entities, and they have the oversoul, the undersoul, and whatever else they're going to throw in,
Right.
it's going to go. Yeah, there's a lot more content there.
Yeah, I forget I think the comic strip ran for 30-something episodes.
28.
Was it 28?
28 issues.
Yeah.
But we know the same with like books or anything when they can start with what's going on and then they can just go off from there. So just because there's only 28 or doesn't mean they're gonna be pigeonholed into that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It's up there.
Trying to see.
Or even pigeonholed into just using what obviously the comic book says. They can start adding, who knows, unicorn.
Unicorns.
It says okay, so here's what I was reading. It says the monsters in iZombie are explained via the concept of over and undersoul. Oversoul is seated in the brain and contains the thoughts, memories, and personalities, where the undersoul is seated in the heart, contains the appetites, emotions, and fears. Ghosts are thus bodiless oversouls, poltergeists bodiless undersouls. Vampires are bodies without undersouls. Zombies are bodies without oversouls. And Liv would be what is classified as a revenant. And she's unique because she possesses both an over and undersoul. So.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's something that they really haven't touched on yet in any way, shape, or form. Whether or not they're going to is another story, but that explains quite a bit with Liv. I know her name was Gwen in the comics, but yeah.
Now that I know that I'd really like to see them implement that, because that adds a whole nother overarch and a whole nother history and a little bit of more knowledge of. I mean, if they know that much, that means this whole zombie thing had to have gone on before the drug.
I mean, they probably laced Utopium with some sort of zombie contagion from an original zombie from who knows where. That's probably how the disease spread in the first place.
Let's get some origin stories.
Yeah. Speaking of Utopium, that's part of the whole deal with that Asian gang. With the Blue Cobras. They were hustling it out.
Oh, where did you I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, they were. That's what that detective was on the tail of trying to bust them for.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if. No, that's because I'm like, it wouldn't be. So are they all getting it from the same? Are they getting it from whoever we know Blaine's boss was, or? I know. See, I don't see Blaine being integrated into them. I see that there's some person, some entity that is above all of them, implementing this drug out to all of these gangs and things and selling it.
Yeah, well, it's got to come from somewhere. So there's got to be a manufacturer, and then the manufacturer is going to be supplying to the dealer. Or dealers, I should say, in this case. And it seems like he's got a very wide array of them. And like, for example, the dealer may not be giving directly to what was it, Clive? Yeah. May not be giving it directly to Clive. That dealer may be dealing to someone else who's working with smaller individuals.
Like
so
the pyramid.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Because the manufacturer is probably giving to multiple dealers and is probably not so concerned with the small people. And then one of those subsequent dealers is probably working with the smaller groups. So the manufacturer is probably dealing more with the drug cartels and stuff themselves.
So I'm wondering how widespread this really is. With, we know that with drug cartels, obviously, they're all over, the world or whatever. How far has this drug gone? I mean, we're just seeing it in this one city. Has it gone to other cities? Are there zombies elsewhere? I mean, if we have all these other super, entities, maybe if we see them coming, into the picture, there's stuff going on all over the place.
I mean, and some people are throwing down the word utopium like it's been around forever, but like the first episode, it's like utopium. Whoa, that's a new, exotic drug, but no, it's being tossed around like it's, the F word.
Well, the other thing is it possibly has changed dosage since then. There's probably like they upped the dosage, saw what it did, or it's something like somebody took it and then died and was reanimated as a zombie, and maybe it doesn't trigger until their death. Like, we don't know exactly the trigger for it. So, like, the utopium may just be seeding this disease or this mutation into people, and it's not active until they die. Like, we don't know.
That's an interesting way to think about it, that it's just like whatever's in it lays dormant.
It's just like a catalyst in the
But
death.
once it's full-fledged virus, then it spreads immediately, because that would explain why.
They can spread it.
Yeah.
Yeah, once it's... But that makes me wonder, like, well then, if that's the way that went, someone at that party, someone on the boat had to have something. Either overdosed and died, or drank and died on their own vomit or something.
Well, I mean, there was some, really tipsy people in that hot tub. They could have just blub, blub, blub.
I mean, it's a boat party. Somebody could have drowned. It doesn't matter where.
That's true, yeah.
Someone fell overboard, but nobody noticed.
They're too drunk to notice.
It's possible.
They were too high and drunk.
Yeah.
Or somebody tried to jump from, like, the top of the boat. Like one of the,
into the water,
the crow's nest, into the water and just splat on the deck and then woke up zombie-like, and like, we don't know. So
yeah.
Like, all this conversation makes me like, oh, what's the next episode gonna be?
It's because it's just the beginning, and there's so much. Yeah. There's so much that the questions just aren't answered yet, and they're not gonna be for a while.
I mean, this series has, what, 13 episodes?
13.
Yeah, so we're not even close to halfway yet.
No.
We're probably going to get the answers at the, like, some of the answers anyway, at the halfway mark.
That's when the build's going to start.
Yeah.
Like we're going to see the overarching story start to take effect.
Right. So, I mean, we don't know if the show's going to run straight through. All we know is it's at least the first 6 episodes are going straight through. So, we don't know if there's any breaks after that. So, hopefully we get this... I want it to go straight through. I don't want any breaks.
I don't want any breaks either. I mean, considering they might take a... No.
It's not a lot of episodes. So, I can't see that it may... But, I mean, it could, but I would think with your shortened season, you're not... A lot of other shows have, 18 plus...
18, 20, 22,
yeah,
24,
somewhere there. So 13 is not a lot of it, in a season. So I would think that they wouldn't take that. I mean, but they could. It's whatever they feel like it.
It also depends on what holidays fall where, and if there's a special TV special that everybody just decides that, that they think that everybody watches, which isn't true at all. They do that for, the World Series sometimes.
Yeah, usually big sporting events. Usually they'll stop a...
Yeah, well, also, so what I was reading is that in May 20th, that one of the characters was recast, and that was Peyton. She was originally played by Alexandra Krosny, and then was recast by Ali Mikala, the current Mikalka. I can't... I butcher names so bad. So if this was so recent, May 20th, that they recasting, this could very well explain why Peyton has had such a shitty role so far. Because they could have had to refilm a lot of her parts and cut others completely.
That makes sense.
It does make lots of sense.
But at the same time,
I still don't like her.
We don't know how much was refilmed and reshot if they started from scratch again. May 20th. If we don't even know if she was recast on May 20th. This is only when the report came in, so we don't know how close to the production level of the show, because May 20th seems really this. Yes, May 20th. The show aired in March. So
yeah.
She was not recast on the 20th. It was It had to have happened
beforehand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well-
that makes a lot of sense. I mean,
And then we could see her become a stronger character than here in the future.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, with
More positive attitude.
Yeah, I mean, with that done, and I feel like production could have been a let beyond. Now you got to keep in mind that when they're doing production on these, it's not like they just record all the episodes in like one shot. They record them in groups. Like they record one episode at a time, and then another team is editing the episode while they're filming the next one, and et cetera, et cetera. So usually when a show goes on break like this, it's because they're falling behind. But it's not that they're falling behind, but because it's a planned break, you know? So, like, they may air 6 episodes straight, and then they need 2 weeks to catch up, so they have already planned in their production schedule to take 2 weeks off of the show to catch back up. So that's usually why shows go on break like that. And it just so happens that most of that is during the winter break, so this is not one of those shows. So I don't know. I'm completely clueless to how they're going to handle this.
I hope they don't do it, but
I mean, there are some shows that are shorter seasons that do take a week or two, and it's not that substantial. It's like it never happened sometimes, especially like if it's in the summer. Summers are so busy for pretty much everybody. So I don't know. I hope they don't, but
yeah, I guess the last little topic to cover is Liv's kung fu skills.
oh god. The way she, like, her revelation, her eyes, her face, she's like, I know kung fu!
She was so excited.
It was so amazing. It was awesome. She's like, surprise, bitch!
The
Zombie
look,
ninja.
The look on her face when she discovered that she knew kung fu was so much better than her shocked face when she was in the morgue. The pretend shocked.
The pretend.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
She's like,
it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good. Yeah, but that fight scene at the end, it
was
wasn't
good.
the best fight scene in the world, but for like the time that they have to work with to have, like, you know, this big elaborate fight sequence all scripted out to make it seem like she knows what she's doing, I think they did well with the amount of time that they had.
I loved when she zombied out and you see him come around by the door, and all of a sudden you just see her jump on the back of him, just in the door. Like, wow, okay.
I mean, she had the restraint not to eat him. You know, so there was that. Part of that was her brother Evan came in.
I really think this moment showed, to me at least, because I know that I said that it didn't seem like she had as much control as like Blaine, that she has a lot more control than I was giving her credit for. That she immediately went, I need to calm myself. This is my brother. He doesn't need to see this.
Maybe that's why she calmed down so quickly, because it was a legitimate, like, relative, a loved one. Whereas with Ravi, it was kind of like, probably because part of the brain she ate too. I mean, he was a very emotionless person.
I'm thinking it had to do with the brain situation, that the dude that was just, he was a killer. He was a trained killer. So it wasn't anything to faze him not to care about, other people or anything. So I think it took, and I think now that I really think about that, how much control it took for her to realize in that situation was a lot more, because she had to control over this change in her head with the brain eating. Like, that's why they got me like a crazy.
No, we're giggling because the chat just exploded because the other podcast on this channel just finished and they all decided to come raid us.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Yeah. So, I what was I gonna say now? They
Kung fu.
totally, yeah, it was something about the end And it was on him on the way out the door when he's screaming,
You freak.
"What are you?" I'm just a girl, an ordinary girl. You got your ass kicked by a girl. Just accept it, you know. And I like that whole sequence. It was great.
I like the face that Babino and her brother shot her when he said, "Double jalapeno? You are a freak." Like, what?
Yeah.
I need double jalapeno. I would totally munch on that. I'd be hitting myself in the shins later, but down a whole jug of milk. But I'd eat it.
Especially if Major was there.
Well.
You have to, yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother.
That is a whole other story.
Yes, it is. You ladies have anything else for this episode?
What?
The very last scene when, you know, she's purposely walking in front of them when they're playing the video games, you know, opening this curtain, the blackout curtains. I thought that was adorable because she was shit-ass grin on her face, sitting down like, ha ha ha, I got you guys. And I like seeing that kind of emotion from her. She's actually coming alive again.
Yeah.
That's how it feels anyways.
Yep, I mean, when she tried to open the curtain.
They're like, no, stop it!
Oh, whoa, what's wrong?
It was great. It was great.
It's that friend messing with friends kind of moment, and I think, that we kind of gave that glimpse of, you know, he got the hint. That
He did.
When she was, you know, like, this is my friend, you should, you know, live with my friend. That she was blocking that situation.
Yeah.
So maybe he, you know, maybe we'll see him warm up to her again.
It's possible.
It's seeming like it's going to happen, and you know, we were talking about who's the next person who's going to find out a secret. I'm thinking it's Major. Maybe her brother, because he does seem like one of those unique bubble persons that,
He's kind
you
of
know...
Snoopy, so...
Yeah.
He's Snoopy, but he would accept it because it's weird. And he's young.
I mean, he really wanted to watch her lop open that guy's head, so...
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know, Major seems like more of the choice, because if Liv's going to be hanging out there a lot more now because of Ravi there, then, you know, where Ravi might slip up and say something and get Major all suspicious and, you know.
And then he goes on the nosy track and goes to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Maybe he's going to notice his mug is missing.
But I would like to see if that is the direction they go to span it out. That it isn't something that happens quick. Something that over time, either you're right, something happens and things go. He goes, "What do you mean?"
I think they're gonna throw that at us mid-season, and they're gonna throw like a few things at us. We're gonna get crazy bombed in the mid-season because that just seems like it has to happen with this kind of plot so far. It seems pretty episodic to a point.
Get some big answers, get some more big questions.
Yeah. They have to keep it exciting so that people want to take it to the second season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, next week's episode is called Flight of the Living Dead. Liv reluctantly eats the brains of her recently murdered sorority sister Holly to help gain some insight into her murder. This case takes Liv and Clive into Holly's world of extreme sporting, where they meet professional snowboarder Carson McComb, a murder suspect who appears to be hiding a secret. Meanwhile, Liv has a strange connection with one of the other murder suspects, and Major voices his concern to Clive over a young boy's disappearance. So it looks
Jerome.
like, Jerome, his buddy that went looking for his other buddy, and
who was on the table getting his skull sawed open.
Mm-hmm.
Got his shoes taken.
And like his shoes stolen by another zombie.
His kicks. Yeah.
I want to see, because when they did the shoe thing, obviously it's going to be a thing. The shoes. They're going to...
he's either Major's going to notice shoes, someone's going to notice those shoes, because they wouldn't have made it like, oh, nice kicks, if it wasn't going to be a thing. Yeah.
Yep, they are definitely going to be noticed. So I think that about does it for this week. Omi, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Excellent. B, where can the people find you?
Also on Twitter at Huffity Puffy, HUFFITY,
Oh yeah. It's
I
like
want
a
to do
little song.
jig. It is.
Yeah.
It does.
We got. You know what? Everybody has to make their thirds into some sort of song because we have two.
We have two. What do you mean? You can find me down below at Phenomenon.
Do 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 do. See, we got two. We got two.
PHENOMEDOM. You can also find us on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTVpodcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Until next week, we'll see you guys later.
Ciao.
B, what was so funny when I said the word MySpace? I just saw your face, like you were laughing, like you were gonna go.
Episode 4.
Yeah. Face. Yes,
Space.
fucker.